That's no reason for us not to. And last year the government is the first time a government walked out of Parliament.
There you go.
Could not countenance the reappointment, and we were very clear. And I think people don't understand because people thought that we should have gotten up to removing the monarchy, but we still want to retain a parliamentary system with certain traditions and features. And we are not going to break those things, even though this government has not honored them. We are not
because that's what I was
through.
just about to ask you, if this government showed that kind of respect to the parliament.
No, they don't. But that's no reason for us not to. And last year the government is the first time a government walked out of Parliament.
There you go.
Yes, but we are not going to follow suit. Listen, we are Norman Manley's party, and there are certain principles that we abide by, and we are not going to allow any crass behavior on the part of the government to make us think in that same way. So our statement was very clear. We are not in support of the return of either ladies as Speaker, but the institution of Parliament will be preserved. And on that basis, we did go and shake the Speaker's hand because you can't change the fact that she's a Speaker.
Right, I understand that.
Right, and we wanted to preserve that tradition. So.
All right, Sir Paulwell, we saw former Prime Minister, Most Honorable Bruce Golding, started a thing where members of the
to be revealed.
Well, you were Minister of Energy for quite some time. You were at the negotiating table for the last JPS deal. We are up on that now. That is to be done by when? 2027?
Well, that's not my position. My position is that the current license that the JPS operates under has been modified from time to time.
Yes.
When I became Minister first in 1997, and we had a cable and wireless license that was going to run until 2038, I couldn't sit down and wait for the time to run off. We had to change the license because it was not the best thing for the country. So I don't buy the argument that we need to wait until 2027. In fact, when I passed the law in 2015, and it was the first time we were having an electricity act since the 18th century, I said that after 5 years, we would review that law. My intention was for the JPS license to have been completely overhauled by that time. So I wasn't going to wait until 2027. If we had won the elections last September 3, we would have immediately called in JPS to negotiate a brand new license because so much would have happened since that last time. So little has happened under this government that we do need to expedite in a vigorous way some of the reforms that are necessary to bring the price of electricity down. So my aim was to immediately call in JPS. I had already indicated to the country some of the terms of a new license and that we are determined to bring in greater competition at this stage. We are determined to bring in more renewables. We're determined to bring the price of electricity down to below 20 cents. The government hasn't a clue, so they are going to wait until 2027.
So you are saying that with all the talk that Darrell talk, he could have called in JPS long time ago and do some negotiation with the license?
It's just bare talk. They could, listen, in 2016, actually towards the end of 2015, I called them in because when I looked at the price we were paying for street lights, I said to them, we have to change out these bulbs and bring in more energy efficient bulbs.
Yeah.
When I saw that we needed to bring on board some additional capacity because if we did, we would start to have power cuts. I called them in and we amended the license. So you can amend the license, you can change the license anytime once there is political will to do so. And I'm saying to this government that there's no such will. It was really political maneuvering and showmanship that we were witnessing prior to the election when Mr. Vaz indicated that the license will be changed in 2027. The license needs to be changed now.
We don't have to wait till 2027.
You don't have to wait until 2027.
Tell me something, Philip. When the PNP came in power in 2012, we were paying about what? About 33 cents per kilowatt hour. You brought
we were paying 33 euro cents per kilowatt hour.
How much?
By the time we left there, we had shaved off about 10 cents to about 23 cents off it. Today, we are back up to 40 cents.
No, but how did you do that? Because what they are selling to the country is that they can't do nothing. It is all in the license, which you just cleared up that you can call in JPS and renegotiate the license anytime. But you brought down the per kilowatt hour to 23 cents from about 33 cents when the PNP got in power 2012. How did you do that? What are some of the things that you did?
A number of things. Firstly, when I became minister again in 2012, I went to the OUR and I said to them, I need to go and get 115 megawatts of renewables immediately. JPS was opposed to it. They were saying to me that if you brought in more than 5% renewables to the system, you're going to crash the system and we're going to have frequent power cuts and shutdown of the network because it will cause instability. I said, over my dead body, we are going to do it. And it was done. So we brought on board the expansion at Wixton. We brought in the largest solar plant, 20 megawatts in Content, Clarendon. And we also established the wind farm, another wind farm in Malvern, St. Elizabeth. We also did the transformation from heavy fuel oil and diesel to LNG. So a number of those things. Plus, we were pressuring the company to become more efficient. And those things assisted in bringing the price of electricity down. Since that time, we have seen the level of electricity theft increasing, and that has added greater burden in terms of the price. We have seen not one single new renewable project came on board during this time, even though they had promised 200 megawatts. Right. So it's because of their slouchiness, it's because of their inefficiency and mismanagement.
What about incompetence?
Why the price has gone up to where it is at now. And I believe it is going to go further, higher.
What about incompetence? Is that a part of it?
I mentioned that inefficiency, incompetence.
Now, Sir Paul, well, if they wait until 2027 to go back to JPS, we see Standard & Poor's and Finch, they are saying that they have upgraded Jamaica's economic situation. However, they are saying that Jamaica is the only country that is at BB and we are not growing. Electricity is a major part of what will assist growth in Jamaica. What you see in the forecast if we wait until 2027?
Well, the government has promised this 5 and 4. That failed, and it failed largely because the price of electricity is so high. There's no way you're going to be attracting new businesses. For example, they have failed in the growth in the free zone, the exclusive economic zone, because people are not going to come and invest where the price of electricity is 40 cents. Our aim was to liberalize that segment, for example, to allow people to come in and generate their own electricity at a fraction of the price.
Yes.
And the government has not signaled where they're going to go with that. You are correct. The electricity price is going to affect our ability to grow or not. And this government has failed in its 2 terms to date. And I dare say they don't have the political will nor the understanding as to how to get us to the price where I believe will be far more sustainable between 15 and 18 US cents per kilowatt hour. Our plan was quite clear. I had sold it to the private sector just before the election, and it's just a pity that we are not there to implement it.
Darrell said that he would keep you